What's up, guys? Hi, and welcome to today's session. So this is the current physique update for all of you guys that care about that stuff, probably more than half of you. This morning I was 78.1, so I am regaining body weight, probably regaining a little bit of muscle. I feel a bit better than I did last week and a bit better than I did the week before that. My energy is returning slowly but surely. But even though I'm in a very slight surplus, like very small, I mean, my average body weight is probably increasing by half a kilo per week, out of the bottom of an extreme deficit. So keep that in mind. A lot of that's probably going to be water weight. So not even all of that is fat. But here's the thing, even though I'm in, a neutral calorie balance, let's say, or slightly to the plus side, I don't feel that good. I've identified that my mood is actually really bad. My sleep is pretty bad. I'm grumpy, I'm tired. I'm just not an optimal version of myself. And I think regaining a bit more than a kilo more, getting up to 79 kilos, which was the original plan with the cut, is probably going to return me, let's just say, a third of my lost energy. I think my natural body weight, if I were to eat intuitively, is around 84 to 85 kilos. So right now I'm 7 kilos, 6 to 7 kilos below that, pretty much all fat. So obviously I'm going to be fairly hungry, and not just hungry and have cravings and things, because my cravings aren't that bad right now since I've been eating basically a perfect diet for a month. You can just look at my Instagram for some proof of the last 2 weeks or something. But apart from that, and the cravings, I just have really low energy. I get kind of these crashes before lunch and before dinner where I just kind of run out of energy in my body, and my sleep is fucked, my hormones are fucked. Probably my testosterone is... I really think my testosterone is lower than when I weigh 84, and probably significantly. It's probably obviously measurable. Like if you had a blood result from when I was 84 and a blood result from now, you'll probably think, wait, what did he do? Did he start smoking or something? What happened, Did he start drinking? No, I just lost a bit too much weight. And everyone has their kind of healthy range. And for me, I would probably say if I get below like 12% body fat, which I really think I'm below that right now, I just kind of feel like shit. And probably I did not get to single digit body fat this cut. But if I were to get there, probably 2 more kilos, 1 more kilo, I can't imagine how bad I would feel. And it's hard to imagine bodybuilders, because I know that this is like an exponential curve of how horrible it gets. The lighter you get, every single kilo just becomes much worse than the previous kilo. And I can't even imagine being 5 to 8% body fat stepping on a bodybuilding stage. Fuck that, bro. And I know basically everyone who does that, they use performance enhancing drugs because otherwise they just want to die and want to kill themselves at the same time, which actually makes sense. Luckily I'm not monetized on YouTube. But yeah, bodybuilding, getting super shredded, it's not my thing. I'm a fairly lean person naturally. I've had abs since I was like 5 years old, 4 to 5 years old, I think. At least 5 years old, I know I had visible abs. So, and that's not really to flex. It's more of, I was always an active kid. I always had a low set point. But being this lean, and it's not even that crazy. Like, I'm not looking like super bodybuilder freakish lean compared to internet standards, but I am feeling pretty bad. And I think that that's really great for all of you guys that kind of look up to me, which that's some of you. I can tell you right now, it looks great for Instagram. I mean, just check my Instagram. But you're not going to feel the best if you look like this. Most of you don't have the genetics to look like this and feel good and healthy. And I don't. I mean, I function fairly well. I perform fairly well. I'm basically at my peak performance-wise, but I've really had to work for it. And between all of these mega performances, which I kind of optimize for, eat around so that I have, good high energy when I'm performing, between sessions, between you know, when I'm working, when I'm doing regular normal people stuff, I just don't feel the best right now. And it's not the calories at this point, it is simply the body fat percentage. It's too low. And yeah, I don't feel so good. I'm very, very happy that I'm going to regain a kilogram, and I'm super looking forward to it. I'm going to do it as slowly as possible. That's not true, but I'm going to do it very slowly. I'm going to do it over the course of a few more weeks, and I've already, you know, put probably 2 or 3 weeks towards that goal of regaining those 2 kilos from 77 to 79. So, you know, I'm really just trying to put on those 2 kilos nice and slow over about a month. That was the plan. So just before I get back into school here, late August, I'm going to be back up at 79, probably having regained at least a third of the lost energy. So imagine that. I cut from 89 to 77, and on the last 2 kilos, I lost probably a third of my health and my energy when it comes to, you know, how much I lost during the cut, how much of my energy. A third of it was lost in a sixth of the cut, which kind of makes sense if you think of, you know, getting below a critical level of body fat. And I do believe that if I would have gone to 75 or 76, so 2 more kilos, I probably would have had a huge drop in performance and be a completely different person, be a fucking slug, not be able to run. Like, if I would have dropped down to, let's say, 8 to 9% body fat, I would not be able to do the stuff that I'm doing. And right now, I don't train a lot at all. You know, I'm barely getting through these short, high-intensity workouts. So, yeah, it's a lot better now than it was like 2 or 3 weeks ago. The struggle isn't as imminent. You know, I don't want to actively give up all the time in the same way. I'm in a good flow now, you know, it's going in the right direction. But this has been really tough, and this has probably been the hardest cut I've ever done. Obviously, I've done cuts before at younger ages, had problems with cravings and wanting to eat, but this cut I've had the problem of energy, the problem with hormones, the problem with sleep, and, you know, all those things when you actually start getting really serious. So, guys, I do recommend that sometime in your life, especially after a nice bulk, you put on some muscle. I mean, show off your results. You're going to look great, but don't try to stay there, guys. It's not worth it. And I believe the amount or the percentage of men that can stay at 10% body fat, like basically ripped and feel good and healthy, it's probably in the single digits percentage-wise. I think very few men can actually maintain that and feel good. Although I think very many men could maintain that for years and feel bad. So that's not my goal, obviously. I wanted to get as light as possible so that I can make a weight class in a fighting sport. You know, I want to choose the lightest weight class that I can get into, but 74 kilos is really pushing it. And the weight cut of 5 kilos is going to be serious, but that's the choice I made, and that's the choice I'm going to stick to. So cut is going well. I'm going to pull on the food lever. I'm going to add some calories in next week, 100 more calories per day, which it doesn't sound like much, but it does accumulate when you're already in a slight surplus. You know, I'm going to spend a lesser proportion of my day hungry, a lesser proportion of my day tired, and I'm going to regain energy, probably sleep better, and everything else is going to feel a lot better. So putting fat back on is actually going to be a huge blessing for me. So I'm going to pull the food lever, and I'm going to pull the sleep lever. I have some things that I've never tried before when it comes to optimizing my sleep, which I'm going to do now, because I want to get my life to the next level and my strength and my training to the next level. So I will do that. And I'm going to talk about it a bit on here, but mainly I'm just going to journal it for myself and see where this goes. So that's it for today, guys, and I'll see you guys in a few days for the 5K, which I don't want to do already. That's going to be horrible, but it's the best possible return on investment for any 20 minutes of training that I can possibly do. So, yeah. We'll cross that bridge when we get there, though. I'm going to rest for 2 days now, really try not to think about that. 3 days, actually. In 3 days, I'm going to run. So, yeah, goodbye.